Hello, HBL fans. Welcome to the first edition of the Weekly Modcast. I'm your host, Pesky Skitty, and I got a team of just wonderful mods with me. Let's go one by one, starting with who the hell is Dollar Menu? Apparently his name is AP5, but we got Angular Penny 5 on the podcast
What is
here.
up, folks? Glad
We
to
got
be here.
I just cut him off, but we got no one ever knows if he's sober or drunk. Can't really tell, but we got Mr. Eso the Meso.
What the fuck is up, Cal?
We got probably my arch nemesis when it comes to bots in this server, but we got Mr. Shiny Magnet Blagpag.
You hate me because you ain't?
Yeah, you tell yourself that. We got the PR King, Mr. Nathaniel.
What up?
We got Mr. I keep cutting people off. This is pretty embarrassing. But I got Mr. Rad here too.
Hello, guys.
And we got the mostly sober bird, Mr. Alder.
Hey, that's me.
That is you. All right, let's go through this. So today on our first
Oh wait,
podcast-
I should open the dock, right?
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Get the dock open. We're just gonna run one by one with these teams. Anyone can chime in, I guess.
Just
when
use
you
the
want
draft
to.
tab, so
Yeah, draft analysis.
less scrolling over there.
You know I love
God.
scrolling.
Draft analysis.
Are there any teams you want to start with?
Let's take it from the top. Let's start with that.
Start from the
busted ass
top?
team.
Top.
Seems pretty normal. All right, let's do this. So first up, we got the East Coast Excadrills, Nala, one of our good friends. What do y'all feel?
Good job.
I feel like Mega Scissor is not gonna die. That's what I feel
No, it
like.
won't.
You've
Nope.
said this like 17 times. This team is just a bunch of like Gen 8 buzzwords. It's just like
Fat.
you got Megacits, alright? And then you have like Cinderace.
Who the fuck left?
Left. Anyways, yeah, I like the Scissors era combo. What I was saying in my show, Skitty Says, was that if this is my team, I'd go 10-2. But because it's Nala, I give him 7-5.
Ooh,
Damn.
hot take.
Why you gotta do them like that?
Brother!
I like this team. I would use this team. It's got like all the initiative mons too. He's got Scissor U-turn, Volt Switch, Cinderace and Celebi get U-turn.
Miltank though?
No,
My
I
man,
That
Milk
shit gets
Tank.
rocks. Come on.
really like
Milk
this
Tank,
team
though?
actually.
This is a
pretty
great
good
team.
But
So
like
we'll,
who's he losing to? Hold up, wait, who is he losing to?
He only loses if he gets uplifted.
Fire types.
I'm like
Scarf
looking at this team,
Darmanitan.
Yeah.
But,
yeah.
like,
Look, who said
Oh,
fire
like-
type? Suicune is right there.
All
Scarf
the
Darmanitan.
Fire
Man,
types
like-
with
Thick fat
uh,
Miltank too.
Wild Charge.
Miltank can
How's,
do
like-
there.
coach wise though. Like I'm only seeing like he loses to like
AP5 can take him.
AP obviously. Because AP5 go, right?
I swear.
Then he loses to Nerd, I'd imagine.
Who the
And
fuck
then
got
he loses
clear
to
internet?
I got that McDonald's internet.
Someone needs to invest in better internet.
I refuse.
Is that high school
Where's the
internet?
potato over there or something?
I don't know. I like this team. Zero Aura and Cinderace are probably some of the best breakers in this gen. And then just having like the ability to just sit there with Scissor and setup is pretty dangerous.
This is a possible championship contender right here in my opinion.
The fact
Imagine-
that he has court change on Cinderace, so he doesn't even ever have to run defog on Mega Scizor is.
Well, he's got other defog mons too.
Well, yeah,
He's got
Florida's
Florida's right there.
too,
He's
and
got
Conkeldurr now.
the best
Fuck.
defogger in the game.
And Mega
Conkeldurr gets defog?
Yes.
Defog.
Dude, it just slams the cinder blocks on the ground, and Hazard's just GTFO.
The only thing I would have liked on this team was T-Spike. If this team had T-Spike, I think it's an automatic 10-2.
Yeah, it also doesn't have anything to eat at T-Spike.
That is true.
Yeah, he's got a few defoggers, but
Yeah.
at the end of the day, he can kind of play around it with like boots, court change, Cinderace, and stuff like that.
Yeah, and he also has got natural cure on Celebi and heal bell on Celebi and Florges, which
Do not sleep on heavy duty boots. It is the best item in Gen 8.
He also
not be
doesn't
scared.
have
hard agree actually.
he doesn't have a single ground immune that I can see.
Does he really need them?
Celebi can further eat them. If that's
Celebi can eat it, but like
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think
Still.
there's a sand team, but if you had like a sand team,
there,
I could
there
see
is
this
a
team.
sand
There
team.
is broken.
It doesn't count as a
Okay.
sand team. It doesn't count as a sand
It's
team.
literally
Who's the
Unless you
sand team?
tossed it recently.
Chimtar and Megachomp is not a sand team.
That's not sand.
We haven't got there yet. We haven't got
I
there
mean,
yet.
Hazy has a Sandaconda, but it's not a sand team.
Sandaconda. You know, pretty close. All right. Any more comments about this team?
He's hot garbage. Oh,
Oh,
well.
contender.
Alright.
I have them. I predicted him to win, although I didn't really put too much thought into all my predictions because
I think-
really they can go either way. Like
Definitely think
it's
He
all
he's
was,
chance.
contenders.
he was my first idea, or my first.
Let's not talk
thought.
about the predictions. Y'all are crazy.
Yeah, y'all are crazy. Anyways, this is definitely one of the better team to look for in the league. Moving on, we'll just I'm on the draft page, so I'm just gonna go first row first. We got Greninja, the San Diego Septiles.
It's
correction.
Greninja.
It's Gurninja.
Gurn.
Greninja.
Gurn.
Hold up. I want to know if that is intentional or if that's a type.
I think it.
no.
I think
I think it's
it's.
intentional.
He probably fucked it up once and then just steered into it.
What if his name is Gurney though?
Gurney?
Yeah, why not?
Gurney Sanders.
Yeah.
If there was anyone who would have had a team name with Greninja, I thought it would be this guy.
Facts.
You know, just San Diego Septiles.
The fact that he didn't draft
Doesn't
makes me
even have
a
a
little
Septile.
sad.
Oh, we got another dude who's high on Greninja, but we'll get to that later.
Fuck Greninja.
How do we feel about this team?
I mean,
I like
He's
it.
got
It's got some good
offense.
pieces.
Okay,
Hit.
it got better the later in the draft.
I agree.
Round 2 or 3, I was like, oh no.
Round three, round
think-
3 Ditto, guys. Round 3 Ditto.
its defense is like not all there. It's a very offensive team. I mean, it's got some bulk, but like it's not crazy
what,
on the bulk.
What defense?
I just think
Necrozma's about the only thing.
Crossman.
what
Poliwrath,
One is
though.
not defense.
Superior-
has
superior
Ben
as well.
taught you nothing about Poliwrath?
I was about to say, where's Ben at?
Necrozma and Superior are the
I
only
think-
defensive bonds I see.
I think he'll win games purely on the
Oh, and
Necrozma
Claydol.
Lopunny offense.
Megalop
I
is
think
a
he'll win
beast.
Yeah.
games just on like the Volcarona sweeps, the Superior sweeps. I
He
think
can set it up.
Like,
I think he can
this is
steal
gonna
some
sound
games.
really strange, but I think the parts are less than the. Each individual piece is better than the sum of their parts, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I would tend to agree with that. I think like he's really gonna need to rely on his top heavy mons here to
Yeah.
make an
Top heavy
impact.
mon like Claydol. Claydol top heavy.
Dude, why did you disrespect Claydol for
I'm not
4 points? That's
Claydol
value, man.
is the best
Claydol's
one
really good.
ever.
It's a
Yeah,
value
like,
right there.
Eso, would you rather spend 4 points on Claydol or 7 on more Pico?
I'm putting 4 points on Claydol. It's
Exactly. The value for 4 points.
it wasn't even a flame. It literally
more
Claydol
Pico
was red.
spin.
I've literally run Claydol like 4 times, and
Actually,
never once
wait.
have I been disappointed.
Exactly.
It's a solid mon.
He literally has 3 spinners. Why have I never noticed that?
That's good removal right there.
Yeah, yes it is.
And Volcarona
Coming
has
from a guy
access
who
to
didn't
boots
bother
now.
didn't bother to
Necrozma
draft
can
him.
set up. Volcarona can set up. Scarf Superior is good. Lopunny's amazing with U-turn now.
Scarf
Like,
Superior.
there's some
eh,
potential.
How do you guys feel about
Nah.
Zoroark? Because I don't think he set it up to be annoying very well. Because
No, yeah.
He's got too many
so-
fighting weaknesses.
I think
really.
his thought process was like, oh, it can eat a psychic going into Lopunny, but like,
I still don't know
There
how
are-
the Zoroark mechanics work on Showdown. I've been playing Pokemon for 5 years, and the first time I ever drafted Zoroark was like 2 weeks ago. I was trying to get used to like the mechanics because it makes you like manually input your team, right?
Yeah.
So no matter what order you put into the team builder, you get to re-choose it going into the battle of like what you want to be last and everything. It's a mess. And then if that Pokemon dies, it becomes something new and something.
it's literally
It's
10
annoying.
points because it's there to fuck with everybody. Like that's
I-
its value.
I do find it interesting that he got both Zoroark and Ditto, both of like the illusion mons.
Yeah, those are mindfucky.
Fans going for bait and switch.
And
I
I
like this
love
team.
me some Ditto.
One of the things that like could potentially harm his team too is setup sweepers. So I like that he grabbed Ditto to kind of
Yeah.
clean that up, even though he grabbed it before he grabbed the team, but still.
I mean, Sash Excadrill, it does have a lot of offense. Sometimes it can handle sweepers,
Yeah,
but
there's some
depends
potential
on
on
the
this team.
case.
I like it. I think he can potentially steal some games with some of his top heavy mons.
All
Yeah, I
right,
think
moving
if
on.
Moving on.
Well,
Well,
lucky then.
We got the Stabilize of the World. That's kind of a cool. Did he drop a logo? Because like
Yes.
I'm interested, I'm
He
interested
did.
to see the
It's
logo
kinda
in that
sick.
one.
All right, I'm gonna do my logo right now.
We got Nerd and the also you better have that logo done by the end of the podcast. I want to see it.
I'm opening
No, it won't
Photoshop
be.
right now.
We got Nerd and the Stabilize of the World. What do y'all think about this team?
I like
think
Mega
it's
Dancing.
It's
like
the exact
Sicily.
opposite of the last team, where
It's
it's like
very
just a bunch of really
balanced.
good mons. It's exactly. It's really balanced. Nothing like super duper stands out. It's
Just
just
looking
really
at it, you know it's
balanced.
a threat.
And right now it shows that Rapid Lock's at the bottom, but that's a primate now, which I think makes his team better because it's got.
No, I thought it
speed
was the
and
other way
return.
around.
I thought it was
picked
the
Oh,
other
he
way
Rapid.
around, too.
he dropped Grab Lock for.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I like it. It's got like you guys were saying, it's got a bunch of different pieces. I don't know what's going to be used here. I think one of the things I was talking about is I think he's going to struggle with offense and breaking. You've got you've got pieces like Scissor and Rotom that can be offensive, but Diance's not going to just plow through teams unless you break down some of the mons, right?
you can run.
But it has
combos
to be
against
said,
him.
he did support it defensively really well. Like, it wants to hit, or like things that want to hit it are like ground and steel, and then Rotom smothers both, and so does Slowbro, really.
Yeah.
So, like,
I think he's got to pick and choose which mons have to be defensive and offensive in given games, which could cost him or could benefit him.
Does he have a wish
But,
passing? Does anything get wished that I'm not aware of here?
No.
I
I
don't
don't-
think so.
I don't see
Slowbro
it.
gets teleport, though. Fuck me.
Dude, teleport Slowbro is kind of nasty.
Like just looking at his team.
Using Slowbro as a pivot, I think, is going to be key.
Dude, I
especially with the
think
Doug
his
trio.
key. Yeah, I was about to say he teleports into Doug Trio and just fucks up
Slowbro
everybody's
can
day.
like eat an electric move if he invests it properly, and it just teleports straight into Doug Trio, and that's it. That's a wrap. Not that electric really threatens his team, but I think you get the point. Steel types maybe. Rotom gets nasty plot too, which may help him break some things.
Okay, I got a quick question for you guys.
Yes, sir.
Gotcha.
This is like my first Gen 8 playtime, and maybe this is helpful for the people listening. But why the hell is everything running teleport now? What does it do now?
Same thing as
It's-
Baton Pass, if not mistaken, other than
It
pass
just-
the
it's
stats.
It's
switch.
slow baton pass.
It's like a baton pass.
It passes stats too, or no?
No, I don't
No,
think
no
it's
No,
stats.
it's just -6 priority, so you always get slow change.
Oh, got it.
Which is
I
really
mean,
nice.
It's pretty fucking.
I'm pretty sure that the
Generator
third game of
Pokemon.
the third game of the league proves that Baton Pass does not have negative. Yeah, the Liliana
Okay.
Slash.
The third game.
Well,
Okay.
let's just wait when we get to my team.
All right. Any more comments about Nerd's team? I like it.
Oh, I
I
think
think it
we're
has
good.
potential too. There's a lot of teams with potential, which is gonna make it really interesting to see who comes out on top.
I'm
P2
surprised how well
Doesn't
everybody
matter.
drafted across the board. Like I really am surprised. Everything looks threatening. Away. Yep.
All right, let's move on. We got our first mod, I guess. that
Trash,
we're up to.
trash,
Yeah,
trash.
Hot
Let me just read
garbage.
down the list. Trash, trash, trash.
got the Washington Wooloo.
Who the
Washington.
fuck
This team is actually
Who the
amazing.
fuck
I know
drafts
we're
fucking-
I know we're shitting on Black because he's black, but this team is amazing.
Excuse you.
I do like this team. I'll say it now. I really like this team actually.
It's got a lot of really good pieces.
I think it's a little.
Punch.
Who's talking?
It
It's
punch.
a little suspenseful.
I think it's a
It punch.
little on the slow side. That's probably one of my bigger complaints
Beedrill?
about it.
Beedrill is right there, but that's about it.
Yeah, but he's got Beedrill, Halucha, and then it drops off to like Mew.
Yeah, that's a lot of teams though.
No, Thievul. Thievel's fast. It's garbage. It's
I
garbage.
wish. It's
Wait,
base
Garbage.
90.
wait.
It's really bad,
It's
but it's
Thievul's
fast.
fast.
What the
It's
fuck
base
evil?
90.
Thievul's fast.
Bullshit.
Is it? I swear to God, Thievel's fast.
It looks fast.
people will
Does this
Bullshit.
team do anything?
Are we
Add that
are
to
we
my
all
predictions
gonna
list.
gloss over the fact that this man has Mew and Zygarde? Because those are
Thievul-
both very scary.
Thievul will not be
Look,
brought to a single
see-
game.
I see
Oh,
the you
no,
Zygarde.
I actually-
My
I
eyes
don't
go.
Excuse you, I
Eyes
have
go
big
straight
plans for
below that.
people.
Wait, Tifa's fucking 90 by speed? What the fuck is this?
Wait, 90 base.
I have
Honestly-
ideas for Thievul. Don't worry.
Tangrowth, Registeel, Primarina Core, I think
I was about to say that. That's gonna be
worrisome
tough
than
to
the Mew and the Zygarde. Like,
That's a tough quarter.
Zygarde, you can deal with Zygarde. Mew, you don't know what it's going to do, but it's not like Mew is going to
Then just
annihilate you immediately. And he's
throw
sitting
ice
on-
Entirely
cube at him.
honest, that's what made it really. It sort of fucked with my head during the draft because Mew can kind of do everything. So halfway down, I'm like, well, what do I need? Mew can kind of be offensive, but it can kind of be defensive, but it can kind of do hazards, but it can kind of remove them. So I'm like, well, what the fuck am I prioritizing? Oh wait,
I think it's gonna be more of an offensive Pokemon for you. I think you're gonna find the Tangrowth Registeel core is gonna bulk out a lot of teams.
There's not a lot that can kill that whole core.
And then, like for example, you have fire types that break that, but then you have defensive potential in Zygarde or Moltres.
Yeah.
So there's definitely options to absorb that. I'm interested
I'm
to see how
also-
many Indeedee Holucha brings we get.
Oh god.
I'm also going to remind
I want
you
to see the
that
evil.
about a
Indeedee
year
gets
ago,
Psychic Surge. That's the killer here.
NPDA Season 4, Finals Silver, me versus MP, I got 6-0'd by a Mew.
6-0? Oh,
I got
Yes, but that was you, and this is
6-0'd.
black. There's a bit of a difference there.
Nate,
ouch.
Nate, you remember in Darkrise League when I had like 32 kills with Mew
Oh
over the course
god,
of the
like
season?
the yes,
Dude, we're talking like 5 years back here.
yeah, that was kind of yikes. I don't know how
32
how
kills
Mew
with Mew.
doctored 32 kills. Shout out to
Something
that.
like that. Crazy. All right, any more comments about the Washington Wooloo?
Good team. I don't want to play it.
All right,
Agreed.
moving on. We got the Philadelphia Earthquakes, another close friend,
punched.
Hazy.
It
I don't
punched.
understand half of this team.
It
Whoa.
punched.
I don't know what half of these things do. That's it.
Oh, you just don't
Oh, that's
understand.
very different.
I don't know. The team
I
makes sense now that I understand what they do, but I don't know what
I think this is an
Cold does.
underappreciated team. I think Altaria Corviknight is going to be a really solid core.
Answer this for me though. All right, so return's not a thing anymore, right? Does
Yeah.
that hurt Altaria a lot?
No,
I-
No, it gets
I
body
actually
slam
don't think so.
and
I
facade
don't
and
think so.
everything
And
else you
I
want.
think
you get
return
Hyper Voice. It gets double
being
edge, I think.
gone. Yeah, those are both
Okay, so
good,
it
but
still
return
has-
being gone is huge for like playing against Ghost because now you can run to the cave to dissuade people from going to Will-O-Wisp.
Did this
Facade.
man
He's
just
also-
say?
Wait,
Okay.
one of those ghost
did you
types
say
that
Facade?
Dragapult.
Facade, leave me alone.
Oh boy,
I
I
will
haven't
not
said
leave
that
you
since I
alone,
was
actually.
12.
It's funny because one of the biggest issues to his team is Dragapult, but he's
Yeah.
got Dragapult, so I don't think he's got to worry about that.
Interesting.
I'm curious to see how Dragapult works. I've yet to seen it like really exceed. It's always a good mon, always gets like a kill a game, but I've yet to.
Is it special or
really
physical?
excel. That's
Either.
you can do both.
Oh,
It's just dummy good at pretty much everything
It's
except taking a hit.
versatile. One of the big popular sets right now is sub disable Will-O-Wisp Hex,
that sounds like hell.
That's
and it
super
gets
ace.
I think its ability it gets Infiltrator and Cursed Body, which are two
Oh,
really
God.
good abilities.
And
Yeah,
clear body.
it's-
Yeah,
So no
clear
way.
body is
Clear
also
body.
really
so hard
good.
to kill.
It's a
It's
threat.
so hard to kill.
See, here's the thing I'm thinking, or thing I'm wondering. So, on paper, and I've only used it in OU, but Obstagoon looks like the biggest monster of all time, and like on
Um,
paper. And
It's
I
If
know
you
in
don't know how
OU
to deal with it,
It's
in
slow.
OU it falls a little flat, but I'm curious how like draft will deal with it. 'Cause
if you don't know how to deal with Obstagoon, it
I
will
don't think it
destroy
gets-
you.
I don't
If you
think
know
it's
what you're
Sucker
doing,
Punch either,
you'll be
does
fine.
it?
I don't think
I'm pretty
so.
sure it does.
I think
I
one
could
of the
be wrong.
bigger hindrances about it is that it doesn't get Sucker Punch.
Mm.
I don't know if someone wants to confirm that,
Check.
but like I'm a fan of Obstagoon. I think it's slow, which really hurts it because anything
Base
fast can kinda
95, it's not
come in.
terrible, but
But it always gets
Oh, yeah,
beat
no,
by
it's-
those hundreds, right?
Yeah, no sucker punch. No sucker punch.
Yeah, it doesn't
Okay,
get
well,
Sucker
yeah.
Punch.
well that plus
So
the
your
fact that you
main-
pretty
your
much
main
have to run
set-
Flame Orb.
Yeah, your main set is going to be Flame Orb, Protect, maybe SD,
Ahem,
Facade, or
obstruct.
Close Combat
Obstruct.
Facade. What
Do
is
not
Obstruct?
forget obstruct.
The hell's
That is
Obstruct?
its signature move. It's
What
the
does that do?
protect that
It's like
reduces your
King
opponent's
Shield that
defense.
drops your defense.
So it's like bootleg King Shield.
Yeah,
It's, well, except
it drops by
offensive
2
King Shield,
stages actually, whereas King Shield now is only 1 stage.
Yeah, King Shield got nerfed.
which is what I mean
Yeah.
by if you don't know how to deal with an Obstagoon, you'll get wrecked by it because you'll just run right into obstruct and then you'll get O-code.
Fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think there's a few things that can kind of take it on, like fast fairies and fighting types, obviously. But
Oh, for sure. But that's why I say if you know how to deal with it, it's not really that big of a
yeah,
problem.
exactly. I like this team. I think it's got some potential too. It's got a few setup
Mhm.
monsters too, like Keldeo, Dragapult, even
think
like
it was-
Corviknight, Iron Defense Body Press is a set going around.
I don't
That's
remember
true.
who it
Or
was
bulk up
last
with,
season or 2 seasons ago who ran Ramshot with Mega Altaria. That thing is always under.
Actually, everything on his team except Mamoswine can actually set up reliably. You got DD
Yes.
Dragapult, you got like Iron Defense Body Press Corviknight, Calm Mind Keldeo, Nasty Plot Rotom, SD Obstagoon or Bulk Up, DD Altaria, Nasty Plot Salazzle, Calm Mind Mesprit, or Coil Sandaconda. Pick your poison.
I mean, if you want to go like that far, pretty much everything gets at least one setup move, even if it's like work up.
Yeah, but some of them are. I
Oh
mean,
my
work
God.
up.
Okay.
You just said
No,
work up.
okay, but like
Fuck off with that.
Come on.
Unless it's
I-
work up. Or my
I think
personal
I
favorite.
I 1v1 to Celesteela with sub curse Mamoswine. That was fun.
Or my
Really?
personal favorite ever set when Z moves were legal is I ran Z ally switch Victini to get +2 speed.
That's nasty.
And then it glaciated a Scarf Noivern.
Oh.
Go. Go.
I was pretty stoked with that.
Any more comments on this team?
Garbage.
Garbage.
God
Alright.
damn it.
Moving on, we got Mr. Scissors and the Ligma Ball Toys.
He has a banned
Funny.
Mon, so like, how is he not DQ'd?
How's he what?
AP5, how
Yeah.
did you let this happen?
Bro, I tried. I fought for it. He somehow snuck it past me. Skitty is
Yes,
banned.
Gnome and
And-
Skitty? That's not even
Man
fair.
is starting off 0-3. That's penalty for drafting Skitty. I'm gonna go ahead and put it in the dock right now.
This guy was super high on Ash Greninja.
Oh yeah.
Right? This is one of the guys who was pleading for it to get banned, I think.
I cannot
or
wait
something like
for.
that before the
Skitty says.
draft.
I cannot wait for Skitty says on this team.
Is it already done?
I
it
don't
is
know.
done.
Oh, looking forward to
That
that.
is done. I can't disclose anything there though.
So here's my thinking. He gets like absolutely cooked by any Scarf Electric type.
Next week,
Exactly. Yeah.
week 2.
But he's
Like,
got Silvally.
okay, congrats on running Silvally Ground every week.
Savelli grass. Savelli grass.
It's fully grass.
Yeah.
That's like weak to almost like half the Pokemon types.
Yeah.
We fucking said that.
I've actually run Savelli grass before.
Or like,
Anyways,
that was the end of that thought.
No, it's a good ground resist and water resistant one.
I think if he would have cut the offense in half and built like a defensive core, this would be a top team. Like
Except
for
it's
example,
like
I
the
would-
most hyper offense could ever
Just-
be.
I wouldn't
Like,
so much have a
his
problem
team-
with the hyper offense. It's
Punch.
just his typings step on each other.
yeah,
all
like
that's
over
true.
the place.
Togekiss,
Very
Tapu
much so.
Fini as
And
your.
Gran and Fini as well. Like both
We got
of
two
Fini's
dark.
types
Well, here,
are
like we got the
occupied.
types beside us. We got 2 fairies, 2 waters, 2 flyings, 2 darks.
Or like, what does he do against any like special, like scarfed or decently fast special fairy? Like,
Any
Nice.
special setup is kind of like any Calm Mind Pokemon can kind of run this team. Again, there's like Kartana and ways around it.
Yeah,
so
he
like
has
what
no
I'm
special
seeing
fairies,
is that
it's
agility
Kartana.
Dedenne 6-0s him.
Yes.
More
Correct.
Peko, man. More Peko.
Morpeko
Ooh, I
is
don't
not
know,
a fairy
man.
type, my guy.
Man's actually making more Peko mainstream. That's so much about it. This dude better bring more Pico like 6
But
times.
to say nice things, literally Scarf Kartana can win him. I haven't looked
I don't
enough
think
into
there's
the
many
matchups,
teams
but,
that can
like,
switch into this. But the problem
Yeah.
is, I think there's a lot of teams that can also beat this offensively.
But basically, you have a Scarfer that's faster than whatever he's bringing as a Scarf, and that's it. As long as it's faster than base 83 to like outrun Mega, it's basically free.
This is one of those teams where like a Mon on his team can plow through his own team. Like Scarf
Yeah.
Infernape obliterates this team.
So what I'm hearing
Oh,
is
he's not
Gurn bring
infinite.
Ditto.
Dude, we got the Ditto matchup. This is what we want here. Get the Ditto in here. Should have drafted Ditto. He choked.
Imagine Ditto Ashgren getting more kills than Ashgren.
Oh God.
Yo. One of my predictions. Ashgren gets less than 12 kills this season. Right there.
I don't know.
Still a big
I've
number.
never-
I've never been a massive fan of Ash Gran. I think Greninja itself doesn't have the power to break through teams. Now
That
being
was
said,
my
I think,
biggest like.
I think
hesitation.
once it gets Battle Bond, it's definitely a great Pokemon. But I think getting Battle Bond is tough, especially when your opponent knows that.
Yeah,
And remember,
if
he
you
has
switch
to
in a
bring
special
Battle
defensive
Bond.
grass type.
He can't be Torrent and he can't be Protean. He has to bring Battle Bond. He can't use regular Greninja. So
Any special defensive grass type just walls Greninja.
I mean, it gets Ice Beam right, but then you get into like whether he's Choice Specs, whether he's Expert Belt.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is with Battle Bond, you sort of want to be specs to try
One
to
thing-
trigger the bond,
Hon-
and that
one
just
of-
makes it
yeah.
easy to play around. Or
One
easier.
of the things that I think he might be forced into is to use Ashgran as more of a support Pokemon with Taunt and Spikes, and kind of set up the rest of his team, like Aerodactyl.
Which seems like a waste.
Yeah,
does,
at that point, it's
but-
just a regular Gren.
You're also
Battle
playing
Bond,
hyper
though,
offense.
does have an advantage. It's like a beast boost, except you keep it after you switch out. So that's the one nice thing. If you do run a choice locking item, even if you have to lock in to get that one kill and then you're locked and you can't kill whatever he switches in, you can just switch out and you still have the Battle Bond active.
Yeah, I
It's
think
just a
one of the
matter of
things-
whether or not you can get that first kill.
Yeah, exactly.
One of the things he's forced into, I think, is definitely the Savali ground, because otherwise I'm just Volt switching all over his team.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and there's
exactly.
nothing he can really do to stop it. But
Excuse
I'm
you, he has
curious
a Snome.
I'm curious.
What is this snom?
Snom's taking 50% from the Volt.
Stom is the best Pokemon ever.
I'm curious to see how this team does. I think it's got the offensive potential, but I think the defensive lack outweighs that. But I'm curious to see how this will go. Any last comments?
Oh, that sums it up.
I want to talk about the GOAT team. Are we go? Or is
I'll have
About
one
to talk
last.
about-
I have one last thing for an HO team. His only rockers are Infernape and Mega Arrow, which really want to run other things for the most
Yeah,
part.
that's what I mean. He might be locked into like Spike's Grand just to be able to get some more output.
So like, if he wants to run HO, you really need that hazard to clip sturdy sashes and whatnot.
I agree. But yeah, the double fairy, definitely both weak to electric as well, is definitely something that it's got to be aware of. Anyways,
Yeah,
let's move on to this team. I don't know about you guys, and I know most of you are Americans. I know there's a few Canadians, but can any American consistently spell the word Cincinnati correctly?
No.
I can.
It's
No.
it's,
I can.
it's part of
Possible.
the so. Oh my god!
Dude,
that's
I have
so-
spelled the
can.
word Cincinnati maybe 8 times in my life, and I have oh my god, he made a logo.
Whose logo sick? Wait. Wait.
Why is it the best logo in the league?
Oh no.
He made a logo. Oh my
How's that?
Oh my god.
god. Hey, Lamau. Please put this on the dock.
I'm on it.
Dude,
Took me 15 minutes, guys.
you made a logo.
I hate you.
What a goat.
Anyways, let's get on with the podcast. All right, we got JB Westside, one of our new guys, and the Cincinnati Dreads. Now, the top 3, I'm going to just say, good luck, friends. I'm glad I'm not playing.
Did I write it
Good
right?
luck.
Why do you think I drafted Palpitoad?
Why does Palpitoad... Well, no, Zam gets Energy Ball. That kills 3 Palpitoads.
Well, I mostly meant just Coco Dragovich, but yeah.
Coco gets Grass Knot.
Yeah, but Palpitoad doesn't weigh anything.
It's a
Still like
Palpitoad.
so frail though.
Anyways, I think like even with the well, obviously Zam doesn't have Nasty Plot, so that's something.
That's
it's still a Zam.
It's still
Oh,
a fucking
shoot.
Pokemon.
So that's not
Dude,
where
he
you
put
put
the
the
logo. He put the
logo.
logo in the wrong spot. Oh god! Did he just ruin everything?
No,
No,
you're
it's
good.
fine.
you're
It's
good.
fine. I fixed it.
Oh god! What did he do?
He put it
Okay,
on.
He put
Got
the
this,
spell
don't
on
worry.
me.
I'm here now.
All right, let's go through this. Coco, Dracovish, Alakazam. There's not much to switch into that, right?
Yeah, he's
However,
pretty-
I think it is a top-heavy draft. I like the value out of some of the other Pokemon he's got, but I think it's a top-heavy draft.
I
Which I
mean,
think y'all can-
having webs.
the rest
with
of this
Zombie,
draft does everything else. Like,
webs with Dracovish. Do not sleep on webs with Dracovish.
Oh, that's right. He does got webs with Jacovish. Oh.
Yeah.
I know there's a lot of
Yeah.
Pokemon that you can't really sleep on, like DD Flygon. I know one of the sets that I've used in like an LD playoff game is like Bulk Up Power Trip Incineroar. Shit goes
Oh, I've
ham.
seen. And
So there's a few
I remember
things.
his letter.
He's got like Spikes, T-Spikes, Rose Raid with like Rest Natural Cure. He's got to be careful, I guess, with the Coco, but
He's got really good hazards.
I do agree. He's
Oh,
got
yeah,
Flygon
Donphan.
with the rocks, Donphan with the rocks. He's
Fucking
got
Skarmory
Skarmory,
though.
Rabombi.
Rose Raid gets spikes.
Rose Red gets spikes and T-Spikes. Skyrim gets the spikes. Like, good luck switching into this. And the thing with this is that if he brings top 3, he's got a great variety of mons to round out the next 3. So it's very situational. If he feels he needs the webs, he can bring Rabombi. If he feels he needs the defense, he can bring Donphan Skarmory, which is a great defensive core. His team is a little weak to special attackers, but I don't think that's a major issue on this team. Because he can run, like physical, like Coco got play rough and close combat now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll add that to Brain Herd.
Dracovish can kind of plow through his teams, and then Zam might just be the breaker on this team, but that's kind of weird to think about.
I
yeah.
think
But
everyone's
there's a lot of potential on this team.
on those top 3 way too much, and that there's going to be at least one Hitmonlee sweep.
That's what I
Dude,
think. I
Hitmonlee
think
is
that's what
terrifying.
that's what I was about to say. Is that like the top 3 is the scary part on this team, but he's got so many versatile mons.
Just know where that goes.
He's got so many versatile mons. That
Who
can
the
kind of
fuck's putting the logo there? Brother,
HBL's gone rogue.
do you want me to do it?
HBL's
That's
gone
not
rogue.
better.
Oh man,
But yeah,
let's continue that.
I think with the
I think
top 3
Tauros
he's got,
is like. So,
the top 3
Tauros.
he's got a lot of versatility in the bottom half of the team that can really help him out.
Yeah, especially since Rabombi not only has really good web support, but it gets Quiver Dance.
I think most games you're gonna see Coco, Vish, Zam, Rose Raid, Skarm. I think that's gonna be your most common 5. And then you can obviously sub out Rose Raid for things like Donphan or Incineroar. But I really like this team. It's got some good initiative too. Incineroar and Flygon both get U-turn. I think Rabombi gets U-turn too.
yeah.
Because-
Coco
does.
gets a U-turn, which is great for
and Bolt
his team.
Switch. You can run
Like
both.
pivoting into Dracovish and Zam, yes please.
Mhm.
I really like this team. I think it's definitely one of the contenders. I think I either picked him
You
to
did.
win his division or
You
have the
picked
best
him to
record or
win,
something
I
like
think.
that. I gotta pull up the predictions, Doc, but I know this is
don't.
definitely
It's
one.
frightening.
This is definitely one that I think is definitely a contender.
He has 2 predictions.
Anyone?
Yeah,
I think I called him to win it all, if I remember right.
Anyone got some comments on him? Yeah, I picked him to
Yeah,
win.
there's
it
3.
too.
There's 3 total. You, me, and Bud.
This team might be like
Or
you
else it's sick.
actually know what's gonna come every time. So like,
But does that make it any better?
I mean,
There's nothing you can do about it for the most
no,
part.
but I mean, if you know what's coming, predictability is there.
Now-
So
I think one of the things that we may have been overlooking is the fact that we're in a divisional system, right? So
Yeah.
when he goes around the second round and he's playing some of these guys, they might find some counters and stuff. So I think it's going to be curious to see how he's going to adapt to playing the second round of his divisional opponents.
yeah,
This is
that's what I'm
division.
saying.
Yeah.
If you
Division.
if
Some
you know
of them are
exactly what
overlooked.
he's bringing, it's can be like hard for him to like if like he's bringing Coco, Dracovic, and Zam every week, even if those mons are super powerful, if I know they're coming, I can work around them.
Yeah, and that kind of leads into the divisional thing where if you're playing someone more than once, like let's say he goes 3-0 the first round divisionals, if he goes 0-3 the next round, he's basically on a level playing field, right?
Yeah.
So I think he's going to win a lot of his outer divisionals, just because one game against some teams might be enough to just power through them. But I think this is a team that I would say might struggle in the second round of divisionals, which is in the towards the end of the season. I think 3 out of the last 4 weeks are divisionals. So if he is fighting for a playoff spot, it might be tough for him to claw in. But again, this has potential to just kind of plow through some teams.
And you mentioned Hitmonlee sweeping before, but you did not mention the Unburdened. which is always slept.
Well,
Isn't
yeah,
that the
that's
sweeping set?
that's the sweeping set. That's what we were talking about.
Well, you could also do like Endure Lychee, like
That
there
is
are-
the Inverted
That's not a
set.
set.
No, that's the set I've used. I've sweeped with it
Oh,
like
I thought we were
5
talking
times.
about. I thought we were talking about like
Yeah.
fake out normal gem.
That one's one too.
also-
but I
also
like the reversal on Burden.
Yeah,
with
that's a
Lychee
good one
Ray.
too. That's
Wait,
definitely a
normal jump is still a thing.
just normal.
It's the only item that's allowed, or only gem that's allowed. I don't know if that's in the rules. We should definitely look at that.
I'm pretty sure it's
If
the only
anyone-
one you can actually add in the software.
That's what I think. I think it's the only released item, and it should be legal. I don't know if someone wants to check after, but it should be legal under the tier that we're playing in.
Yeah.
anyway. If it's legal under the tier we're playing, I think the only move that wouldn't be is hidden power. But yeah.
I saw Pursuit in the team builder, but I didn't even bother.
Legacy, I think so. The legacy moves they show up in the team builder, but they're banned when you validate it. That's what I'm
Okay.
talking about. When I'm talking about like the legal stuff, you have to validate the team to see if it actually works.
Yeah.
Because
Developers too lazy.
Sports has like the DLC draft, but then they also have like the DLC legacy, and we're not playing legacy. There's no cut moves. That's what legacy means. Any final thoughts about the team?
Nope. Let's move on. We've taken an hour to get through the first 8 teams.
All right, we got
we got 9 more to go, boys.
we got Alphabet Boy and the California Caracostas.
May God rest his soul.
Fuck
He
Ray.
gets 6-0'd by getting frozen.
You didn't get 6
One of
O's.
the- one of the funny- one of the-
son right here.
One of the funniest jokes I said in Skitty Says was that with like the rain team and stuff, this is literally like the California equivalent of a rain team. There's no Pelipper, no Swampert.
No King Jar.
California equivalent of a
Okay.
No King Drake.
Like his only rain sweeper right now are Kabutops and Seismito.
Yeah.
Now again, I think like just because he doesn't have like the pert and stuff, it's not super dependent on rain. Like he can bring Torn, Aegislash, Raikou, Ferrothorn, Latias, and still be
It's a good team.
good. Yeah, exactly.
It's a
It's
good
not
team.
it's not heavily dependent on rain.
It's less of a rain team, more of a team that's complementing having rain.
Exactly, and I like the rain aspect of it. I think if you don't prepare for Seismitoad or Kabutops, it can plow through you, as long as
I
you hit
guess
the
so.
stone edges.
Look, I
And
want with
disrespect,
sheer
but,
skills.
You know, we're gonna not spoil anything from week one. This is post draft, right? Right.
Oh
not
yes,
gonna
we
spoil
don't know
anything.
anything.
I'm gonna go
We
ahead
don't
and
know what's
add though. His cheapest mon, Aromatisse, that's a good wish pass.
Yeah, his cheapest mon is 6
Very
points, and he got 10 Pokemon with good value. I can see
Very
all
good
10 of these
draft.
Pokemon coming.
Yeah.
I don't see. Yeah, Aromatisse has good value. The Wish Pass, the Cleric.
Virizion, I
Um,
think, is the least likely to ever come.
I think it's still a good Scarfer.
Yeah,
think
but
so.
like
Yeah.
you got Pharaoh. Like,
It's 6-0 Scissors teams.
yeah,
my ball toys?
maybe.
I don't know.
It
There's
does.
I mean,
no-
so
The
does
rain sort
Raikou,
of-
but like,
Yeah.
The rain
definitely,
tampers its fire weakness, lets it do some stuff.
yeah,
Yeah, I like the team. I think I'm curious to see how Aegislash is going to do.
true.
One of the common sets right now is Choice Specs Aegislash.
yeah,
So I'm curious to
Yeah,
see
just blows things up.
how that works. I like Torn. I think I don't know. From my experience in Gen 8, I think Torn is the best mon in the game right now.
That's what I'm hearing.
The
It's
potential to have
broken. I really
heavy
wanted to
duty
draft
boots,
it.
U-turn with Regenerator, Nasty Plot with Heat Wave, Sludge Wave, Hurricane, especially on rain.
Yeah, that's kind of.
I mean,
personally
Nasty
think
Plot and
Torn is the best-
Regenerator are kind of counterintuitive, though.
What?
Not really.
Yeah, well, like,
I
it
mean,
not
gotta
counter.
switch out, you switch out.
There's some counter synergy with Regenerator and
Not really. You Nasty Plot, kill a Pokemon, then you turn out and get your health
Yeah,
back, and then do it
yeah.
again.
you can, yes, but
Don't
Do it
forget-
over and
don't forget
over.
It gets things like defog and knockoff too.
having to Nasty Plot every single time though is gonna take up turns.
It's
Like,
got
yeah.
Regenerator. It don't care.
Just let your opponent set up too. Then,
And plus,
all right.
like, it's immune to every single hazard if it has boots. Doesn't take spikes, can't get poisoned from T-spikes, won't get hit by webs, and doesn't take rock damage. With the
Plus,
boots.
121 is such an annoying speed tier. Like it's
It's
Amen.
fast, it's relatively bulky, it's versatile. Like,
a big burb.
if
Big
you don't
burp.
prepare for Nasty Plot, it's going to sweep your team. That's kind of the
Oh.
bottom line.
Definitely, it's still good, but like, it's
Like
There
Blag,
is
what's your
some
answer?
counter synergy.
Crying.
Yeah, I was gonna say Blag, what's your answer? Tangrowth? AV Tangrowth?
Like literally, I play him twice, and I have to think about this.
Oh. I didn't even know that.
obviously.
Best of luck.
Best of luck. Anyways,
T-Wave,
Any thoughts?
T-Wave
I think-
Palpitoad.
again,
Nah,
I think
Mew.
it's underrated. I don't like Raikou. I used Raikou in one of the first weeks of Gen 8, and the hidden power debuff with it is just it's brutal.
Scald is nice though.
Scald and Aura Sphere, but
Oh, yeah, get Scald, right?
Yeah,
What the fuck
That's
does
pretty
it get
good.
skull?
I don't know, but it does.
I still think the hidden power boost is pretty tough for it. Or
Yeah,
debuff.
it's missing HP ice, but so is
Yeah.
a lot of stuff.
Any thoughts? Again, I think it's a rain team that doesn't have to be a rain team.
Just looks great. It's
All
good
right, let's we're gonna cycle back and go to one of our other mods, Radiant
Holy shit.
Ooh, I'm
and
so
the
sorry.
New York Gliscors.
Go.
I love you, friend.
Trash.
Fucking
Yeah,
Fable.
I'm surprised Esso didn't jump on to an insult there as soon as we were talking about Rad.
Red's too nice of a guy.
No, look,
Like
the
that.
next guy I'm insulting is myself, so
Yeah, you're up soon, huh?
yeah.
yeah, just way ahead of the curve.
Okay, so before we start, let's just remind ourselves that this was the ninth pick in the draft, and he
This is
made
the what?
this. This was
Oh,
the
yeah.
ninth pick, and he made this.
Got Celesteela.
Steal a clef.
Man still has a hard on for Needle King.
Victory Nido King.
Good God.
I'm not wrong.
Round 3 Needle
not
King.
And can we talk about how he got Steela, Fable, Almomola, and Kofagrigus on the same fucking team?
Dude, what I'm saying.
No.
I think
You know-
you're
you
like
know what
the
I'm saying?
only. You're like the only guy who prioritized defense,
This
whereas
is the
everyone else just went
this is
balls
the-
to the wall the other way.
This is the optimal Gen 7 team.
Pretty
Also hard
much.
to agree.
Wait, there's actually no Gen 8 team.
And none of these Pokemon like extremely benefited from Gen 8. Like a lot of them are just gonna do their regular things.
Excuse you, Shedinja gets boots now.
Boots Ninja, let's go.
I didn't think about that.
Okay, so like looking
Still
at this
dies
team,
to a
right?
Will-O-Wisp.
Don't remind me.
The big problems that I see with this team, and that is the fact he has no defensive ground.
No defensive ground?
I mean, Nidoking can.
Nidoking is.
Dude,
Did
half the
anybody
teams don't
watch
have a
replay of
defensive
game
ground.
one? Dude,
None of
I
the
don't
teams have
care.
defensive
I don't
grounds.
care. It's just it's a hole that's there that
What are you talking about?
somebody may or may not have noticed.
Esso's defensive
paper
ground is
paper.
Golurk.
As no,
Hell yeah. My boy Golurk.
What are you talking about?
who also has Deoxys defense.
Okay, maybe this is like me speaking from personal bias from having a love-hate relationship with Steela. But I think you're sort of almost, because you have so much defense, you're almost pigeonholed into running it offensively more than you would necessarily need to.
Who needs
And
offense when you have
I don't
Nidoking?
know. You
that's
have, like Teraki and Entei and Hoopa, those are heavy hitters. With the versatility of like
True.
Nidoking and Gudra.
They
Like,
are.
for-
Speed
like,
isn't
theory,
all there,
you
though.
have
Frontiers
stuff-
are not there.
Yeah.
in
Don't
theory,
forget
no, that's the other thing.
Ninja, guys.
Speed is
Don't
not your
forget
speed is not
Ninja.
your friend.
in theory,
Ninja's
you
not
have
out.
Celesteela, Clefable, Aloe defense, and then you just pick 3 offensive mons with it, and then you can interchange something like Aloe with Cofagrigus.
Can I bring 3 Shedinja?
No.
Trade
Well,
Shedinja to Esso.
So we
Why
all
would you do
noticed
that?
that speed's kind of not there. So let me just bring up that Kofag gets Trick Room.
It does.
It does. True.
Hoopa
This
gets
might
Trick
be a
Room too,
really
doesn't
good
it?
play here.
Yeah, but like
Pretty sure-
Kofag is like a very common Trick Room.
Celesteela's got auto. There's some Scarf potential.
Scarf Almomola.
One of the things I hate doing is locking Entei into a Choice Scarf, but it's potential here. Hazard removal.
I'm charging Taze.
Yikes.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
high Togetic.
Togetic.
Doesn't Almomola
Is
get
that it?
defog now?
No.
Something
no.
dumb like that.
No.
Hell no.
I mean,
Oh,
it would make more sense for Almomola to get defogged than fucking Conkeldurr.
I knew that was
Yeah.
coming too. I knew as soon as he started that was coming.
I mean, given that, he's either forced to run Togetic all the time, or will never be able to ever run unaware of Clefable.
Again, his team isn't like necessarily extremely weak to hazards, right?
Yeah,
Like,
but
a lot
like
of the
you're gonna
things
have to run Magic Guard.
Yeah, I agree.
And
Which isn't a bad thing.
If
We'll still be able to
Shaditra hits
run
the
Magic.
field,
Yeah.
it's gonna have boots.
Magic Guard's
You
good.
can
but,
run
like,
that unaware boots set for Clefable.
And
I
again,
guess.
maybe we're sleeping on the power of Choice Banded Hoopa, right? We don't know.
Yeah,
I don't think it's
I
slow
like
possible.
this-
boy though, slow boy.
I think the team's slow, but I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing in this case. I think this is one of the slow teams that I can get behind because it's
Yeah,
versatile
it's-
enough to do its job.
An interesting point is that with no hazard removal, if you don't bring Trick Room and they bring webs, you're in for a bad time.
Yeah, and one of
Yeah.
the things we won't do with this team is talk about week 1, but
No,
Are you
no.
sure?
What?
shut
What
up.
do you mean? It hasn't happened yet.
What
All right,
week?
right. Well,
Love you, Rad.
What's a
Hasn't
week?
happened. Any final thoughts, Rad? What do you think about your team?
Well, like it's slow as, and like I have no hazard removal, but like for my
You
knight,
have a Nidoking.
Having
That's
that-
15 kills already.
He's accepted that. It's all right.
Yeah.
He's accepted
Neither
that.
is gonna carry me this season.
All right, any more thoughts? Any of the mods? So you got any specific
We're
words?
halfway there, and I need to sleep.
All right, moving on. We got one of the newcomers as well. I'm actually in a few of the leagues he's run, but we got Slick Panther and potentially the second most generic draft league name.
This
Cleveland
guy
Cavaliers.
lowest cost is a 9.
This is an
That is
interesting
true.
team.
He's got 3
Did somebody say slow defensive team on the last team?
Did someone say AP5? Because I see Mega Absol.
Yeah.
Also that.
That thing's 10 points.
Melmetal is an Uber.
I really wanted to get it.
Mel Metal is bust. Choice
Mel
Band,
Metal.
Double Iron Bash.
Dude, he has Melmetal behind Veil.
One of the
That's
things,
Yeah.
one of the things that I will say about Melmetal is that it attracts so many Rocky helmets that it's not even insane. If you click
Sure.
Double Iron Bash into a Rocky helmet Pokemon, you're taking like 26%.
Excuse
say
you.
Rocket's more.
There's an
Rusty
item
too.
called Protective Pads.
Dude, if you run Protective Pets Melmetal, you're high IQ.
You're brilliant.
yeah.
Like you saw. Did you see
Protective
McMegan versus
Pads.
Solwind? Did you see the set that McMegan brought in the finals against Solwind?
Who?
It was one of the SPL finals. He brought
This is draft
Whirlpool.
league.
I know, but he brought Whirlpool, Psychic Fangs, Substitute, Fishes, Dracovish with pads.
Holy.
It's protective pads.
It prevents
beats-
you from like contact damage.
Yeah, it beats
It's Rocky
Ferrothorn.
helmet, but
and
the other
Rocky
way
helmet.
around.
Oh, and Baneful Bunker, which I didn't know.
Not gonna lie, I completely forgot it was an item until you just mentioned it. It's literally like the worst heavy duty boots.
I gotta say, for a team that did grab Melmetal though, it doesn't have very much Trick Room support. It has a bit.
I mean,
But I would have.
Oopsie's kinda-
Jealous? Yeah,
Yeah,
I think Jealous
Uxie and
gets it too.
Diancie both.
I don't think it
Are
necessarily needs
possible.
Trick Room though. We're forgetting Zapdos has got a major boost too.
Yeah. It's
Zapdos can
it
now
doesn't need
easily
it.
spam Sub, Roost, Discharge, Hurricane. And
It
you're good.
doesn't need Trick Room, but it would benefit
Zapdos
from it.
is-
It would open up the option
I don't
for
think it
more
needs to. It's got,
Melmetal
some, it's got
sets.
some hazard stack with Nidoking. It's got setup in Komodo and Absol.
It's got
I
strong
love-
priority
I love
with
Sub Belly
Sucker
Drum
Punch
Komodo.
and it's got strong priority with Sucker Punch, Absol, and Mach
Breloom.
Punch, Breloom.
Mhm.
There's some good pieces here. I'm curious to see how he does. I forget which division he's in, but
He's in the worst or the best division. Darkness.
he is in the best division. But yeah.
Does Jelly
curious
get
to see how
Trick
he
Room?
looks.
I don't think so, right?
I think it does.
It doesn't.
Oh, okay.
I don't think it does, but I could be wrong. As a
think it
resident
does.
Trick Room player, though, I don't think so.
I was
think
about to
Yuxi
say I would
does.
cede
Yuxi?
to you on this.
Uxie does, and so does Diancie.
Oh. What do
Yeah.
you mean there's no support?
I just
Two.
don't think that it's two, but like you're not gonna run them both like that often, and you're not gonna often run Trick Room on both of them. Like Uxie is very good as like a lead and as like just like it sets up rocks and clicks U-turn. Like that's kind of what it does.
I mean,
Got a
if
lot
you're
of good leads.
if you're going full Trick Room, Oopsie's it's fine.
Oh
Also,
yeah,
how
but
have we
there's
gone
not
this-
as much other Trick Room abusers. Like it's
Yeah.
just Melmetal.
How have we gone this
Uh,
far without mentioning the goat Komodo? Like,
He
always.
did mention it a moment ago.
Oh, whoops. Then, fuck me then.
Pesky
Boys
has a hard on for that thing.
What?
So Pesky's
What?
got a hard on for Como.
I love Komodo.
I've
know.
only had it in one
Underrated.
season. I brought it twice and it got 9 kills.
It's versatile.
So,
It's a problem.
it's
You click Clanger's scale and you win.
There's bulk up body press, there's specs, there's autotomized, there's sub
there's
belly
the
drum.
soul throat spray.
That's banned.
Oh, is it? Oops. I
omnibus
mean, I
mode?
read. Yeah,
Yeah, that's
I
banned.
read. I read. I
What?
read.
Why would an omnibus move be allowed?
Why would that be allowed?
I don't know.
Sacrifice 30% of your health to get +1 in all stats. Yes, please.
Alright.
Any last thoughts about Slick?
Garbage. Alright, next one.
Oh boy. Well,
Someone say
you wanna
garbage.
talk about garbage.
Did someone say garbage?
Look at this garbage, boys.
Esso the Meso. And the
Oh god.
why is your team named the Drunk Birds?
Why not?
Because Montreal Snorlax is iconic.
Montreal Dunsparce, Mike.
Oh yeah, you switched to that.
God, is it me that's got garbage internet now?
You know who I was low key hoping would join the
Yeah,
team?
it's fucking me. God damn it.
Newt. Who keeps leaving?
I have to reconnect sometimes, but that wasn't me that time.
That was Esso the Meso.
God.
Esso, talk about your team.
It wasn't me.
I'd like to, but this internet is garbage. What the fuck is happening?
Okay,
I
gotta say, people do have high expectations for Deoxys defense because it's
They
usually
do.
banned, but it doesn't do that much, if I'm being honest.
Whoa. You mean like the spike stack and the taking 48% from a Latias?
Wait, that didn't
Yes.
happen.
Oh wait, yeah, it hasn't happened yet. Wait.
I've done like a couple. I've done very very little Gen 8 battling, but it is allowed in Nat decks, and that's where I've like done a little bit of practice so far for this. And so far, I've had absolutely zero trouble with Deoxys defense. I faced it like 3 times.
Well,
It just doesn't
you
have
are
re-
big and powerful.
So many
Like it's
weird
really
Pokemon in this
it
team.
doesn't like knockoff.
Like you
I mean,
couldn't
who
make,
likes it?
you couldn't make Machamp and Golurk into
Megas?
one better Pokemon. Like you had to take both of
Go
them
Champ?
individually.
What?
Like you spent 12 points on Machamp and Golurk individually.
Look,
You could have picked up something like Snorlax.
don't hate my man, Champ, and my man, Golurk.
You will never have a game where you bring both Machamp or Golurk. If you
I
even bring
mean-
Golurk.
You brought a team that couldn't break Ferrothorn when you had Machamp right there.
He's got a Darmanitan.
Kyurem and
I mean,
Gyarados
yes,
buff
he's playing Rain.
Darmin Rain?
Week 1, we'll find out.
Kyurem
Listen,
and
the
Gyarados
answer to
buff?
Ferrothorn was high jump kick Serena.
That didn't happen though.
That hasn't
Didn't
happened
even
yet.
have protective pads shaken.
Yeah, bad player.
Pad player
How many DD sets are you gonna bring with Kieran Black?
a lot.
Uh,
A lot.
actually, I'm 0-1 right now.
No, you're not. It hasn't happened.
Yeah, I'm 0-1 because it didn't happen.
What?
What?
Wouldn't that be a pair of glasses?
Moving on. Any last thoughts about Esso's team?
Kyurem and
Garbage.
Gyarados are buffed.
Garbage.
They both got more offensive moves, which is nice.
Kieran Black comes in, kills, go back. There we go.
All right. Next up, we got potentially the first ever 12-point pick, number 1. We got Sun Broku and the Ocean Isle Octillery.
I
Now,
don't think Champ was
That'll
taken
show
first,
everyone.
but
this
my
team,
order got switched up somewhere.
this team.
I have thoughts, but I'm gonna wait for formula.
Coco, not
I
Coco.
mean-
Bulu is strong. Bulu is
I don't know what
finally
to
a
say.
fairy type.
I don't know what I think about this team.
Bulu's
Like-
a fairy type finally.
It looks good on paper, but it also looks bad on paper, but it also looks really good on paper.
It's
It has good defense.
I
agree.
like Tapu Bulu a lot, but the fact that he grassy terrains for
That
his
is true.
earthquakes is
So we could see
no bueno.
like a stomping tantrum or high horsepower.
high horsepower.
Garchomp. I think we have to see that a lot, especially if he brings it in conjunction with Bulu. I like
5%
Bulu
miss
with
incoming.
close combat and play rough now. I love it.
Yep.
I like the Crest Melodic stack attack defense.
Yep.
No Z move Circuitry with no hidden power. I'm still kind of iffy on. He might be able to spam some hypnosis. And don't forget, like he's got Tornadus. He's got Tornadus. Tailwind.
Yep. And then
Yeah.
also
So he can-
Leavanny is a 2-point sticky webber.
Yeah, he's got some sticky web potential. He's got some tailwind potential to get in his Garchomp or his Bulu. There's some potential. He's got Rock Polish Tyranitar, Cosmic Power Cresselia.
Wait, that's a take. Fuck.
What's a thing?
Does it get Sword Power too now?
Yes, sir.
Oh,
It's always got.
Yeah, it does.
Why does
If he had
every
Dragon-
Psychic type get Sword
your-
Power now?
get your Toxics ready.
A few things I'm
Yep.
not seeing is he doesn't have any like heal bell support, anything like that. His
He's
only
got
like
the healing wish
the
on
lunar
Crest.
dance or yeah.
or whatever it gets.
I think it gets both of those.
I agree. Like Will-O-Wisp
Yeah.
is a pretty free click against this team. I think
Yeah.
that's one of the things, especially since Garchomp, Bulu, and Tyranitar are all more physical attackers. Doesn't
And,
really
like,
have
his-
something that can.
His only answer to status would be like having it already burned my load.
Now I'm
Circuitry,
curious.
Circuitry.
I'm curious. He's got one of the teams I think with the most points left over. He's got 4 points left over, which could turn Double into a 7-point Pokemon.
Yo, Double's strong.
But just to cover some of his,
I also would get it.
He's got like Persian, this is other 7-point options. He's got Alolan Persian. You know, he can grab some Heal Bellers. There's like Quagsire for more defense.
If I'm him, I'm grabbing
Sneasel.
a poison type too, because T-Spike's kind of rock him a little bit.
Weezing's on the board for 7 points. There's
Weezing
a few
doesn't
options
get
for him.
Spikes though, because it's got
Yeah.
that too.
Or
Yeah, but
gas.
doesn't it get defog?
It
Sure,
does.
it does.
It's defog and gas, so you can, if you really wanted to eat it, you can just gas.
Yeah, this team isn't particularly weak to T-Spike. Again, there's a few
I mean,
defogs.
Cresselia floating is kind of nice, but then
Cresselia
like
floats. Milotic most of the time might be burned
T-Tart,
anyway.
Garchomp, Bulu, and
Circuitry
mean-
usually doesn't care about status.
I think it's got potential. I think he also can really turn even Electros if he wants to turn that into a 12-pointer. There's some
Oh,
things
yeah.
open,
And
like Dracozolt,
another thing-
Grimmsnarl, Hatterene, Magic Bounce. There's a few things available to him.
and another thing we haven't mentioned yet is he has Crest and Stack Attacker for Trick Room, and if he
Yeah,
runs like
exactly.
Min Speed Mega Garchomp, like that's terrifying.
Yeah,
Min-speed
I would consider this
Circuitry,
more
like,
of
yikes.
a Trick Room team. And then you got like the Sticky Web and Tailwind potential, so you can go both ends of the spectrum. There's some potential. And remember, one of the most bold predictions is that Mega Garchomp is going to get more kills than regular Garchomp.
You are on something, my guy.
off
You
to
are
a-
on something.
Off to a wonderful start.
What are you talking about?
Oh,
Nothing's
so-
happening.
That's true. That's true. My prediction is that it will be off to a wonderful start.
All right. Any last thoughts about this team? I think it's got potential. I think it can be a good team.
2 pieces
Say
away.
that for every
Yeah,
team.
he has a lot of points to work with, so he can go at a bunch
Yeah,
of
I
different
definitely
places.
think that if he doesn't get off to a good start, I think I made the trade deadline week 6, or something like that. So if he gets through the first round of divisionals and finds he needs to change it up, he's got some leeway there. And again, there's 5 transactions this league, so
Leeway.
there's definitely potential. And remember, you only use a transaction if you pick up a Pokemon. So if you drop 2 and pick up 1, you're only charged for 1 transaction. So
Learning.
there's definitely
That's
some
true.
potential.
Yeah, he could drop
Uh,
both Eel and Jubwolf.
Exactly,
And then
if
get
he-
something for 15.
If he finds something isn't working after week 5, he can, drop some of his Pokemon, try to change it up, especially since he'll have played some of his divisional games already. Like, for example, by week 6, you're done 3 of the 6 divisionals. By week 5, you're done 2 out of the 6. So there's some potential for him to, mix it up maybe. But any last thoughts? No?
Nope.
We're good.
I think we're just so eager to get on to the HBL champion
Let me at him.
The
Why are we
champion.
crowning me after 1 week?
We're not crowning you after 1 week. We're crowning you after the draft. I am
Okay.
crowning Angular Penny 5, if not the champion, one of the top teams in the league. Dare I say?
I
So
ain't
you better
making
not let me
playoffs.
down.
I ain't making playoffs, dog.
You better
Christ.
not let me down,
It's gonna bring 6B doof again.
Mr. Angular.
I'm gonna
Penny
bring 6B,
5
dude. I'm
and
doing
the
it.
Los Angeles Absols.
Watch my team while you're at it.
Yo, team broken, bitch.
It's a good team. I will say it's a good team.
I think the very scariest thing though is terrain extender Lele with Scarf Chomp.
No, it's Heatran.
How does that have any correlation?
Well, because no priority, so you can't get Ice Shard.
Shut up. Shut up.
That's a very.
Don't expose me, dude.
That's
Wow.
the point.
I never even thought about that, but I guess that's a thing.
Yeah. That was like
Even though he has one of the best ice sharders.
He does, but still, Mamoswine's out there. We covered it
Mamoswine's on
earlier.
one team.
Yes, but like
I don't even know if I play
Yeah.
Mamo.
Don
I'm
fans
gonna
on
bet
another.
Yeah, I'm gonna check if he even
I
plays.
don't even
him.
play Hazy. I don't
Oh,
Yeah, he doesn't even play Mamoswine.
Lucky.
look at my
He walked
confidence, dude. It's
typical,
touching me.
typical Aang.
I mean, it's
Dodging
not lucky
his
because he has the
toughest
counter
matchup.
for it anyway. But it's
He's got Vaporeon that can easily eat it up.
Yeah.
And like you look at the top 3 mons, that's scary. You look at the top 5 mons, that's scary. And then you get Mega Gallade. Seventh round.
I just want to say that Pesky talked me into that one. So
I did?
nine
Oh, yeah, you
point
wanted
Vaporeon is also.
no, I wanted Pidgeot.
No, you wanted Beedrill.
I wanted Pidgeot Radiant. was
I'd
cool.
be drilling your mom. Got him.
I was gonna get Pidgeot and go for Radiant.
A thing though, you
I don't
have
know, like
three
3 mods were asking
three
for draft
psychic
advice.
types.
3 psychic types is kind of doozy.
Dude,
But
But
you
where's
also
where's
have
my answer to Ghost?
terrain.
Where's my
He's
answer
only
to
got
Ghost,
2
though?
psychic types, man, and Gallade
You
is
have a
half psychic
non-pursuit
type.
Weavile right there.
Where's my answer
honestly,
to
yeah.
Ghost?
Where is your answer to Ghost?
There's no answer to Ghost. So there
My
you
answer
go.
to Ghost is crying in the corner.
Where's my
What
answer to
good
Dark?
Yeah,
what
you
good
can't
ghost
steal
types
my-
are there? What good ghost types are there?
They
Games
just
where I
Uh,
didn't get drafted. That's a good point.
Blacephalon?
Scarf Chandelure.
they just
Scarf
Scarf
let
Shandy and
Shandy.
Scarf Place. That's about
Looking at you, Alder, with your fucking Blacephalon.
Scarf Chandelier actually does like 22% of Vaporeon.
it. I just want to take a minute here. Take a minute here. Look at my team. Look at Outer's team. There's the conference we're in. There's our champion.
Where is all this team?
I'm at
Oh,
the
right.
right.
He's last.
Save
Me
the
versus
best for
Outer.
last.
On it right now.
Can we
Ooh,
go on the
that's-
next one? I'm tired.
Let's slow down just for SO.
Just any AP5. Talk us through your team. You think it's good? You think it's bad? What do you think?
I don't know. It's not what I was going for.
What are you
Yeah,
talking
you know,
about?
I put out a
exactly
whole
like the
video.
plans you told me.
It was, but not my original. I made a whole video talking about this team. So,
This
y'all
man
go watch
playing
it.
Go
his
check out-
YouTube.
Check me out
Go
on
check
YouTube.
out our boy
AP5.
AP5 on YouTube.
You can hear my
Greatest content creator.
Subscribe to my Twitch channel.
I have 3 subscribers.
We have
Yeah.
no other content creators that are worth checking out.
On YouTube, exactly, yes.
Yeah, but overall, I like it. I don't know how it's gonna fit.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how you're gonna do. I think it's a good team. I think you have some potential. All right, let's move on. Final 3. Ryder in the Istanbul Indidis.
Someone say Trick Room.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
I'm seeing Tail Glow into Slowking and being very, very upset.
Horrifying.
Doesn't
Oh,
Slowking
yeah.
get nasty plant?
Yeah,
I
it
mean,
does.
yeah, but it's more fun the other way. Fine, Tail Glow into
Although-
Scarf Chandelure if you're feeling spicy.
Oh.
Yeah,
that's-
and then also,
That's a
let's
wrap.
not forget that Salamence actually has a beefy special attack stat.
I'm sleeping my boy Mid.
95, I think?
125, I
Oh
thought.
my.
I mean, anything, you pass Tailglow to anything, it's...
Mega Mawile.
I think the other thing is that Gliscor with no HP Ice is a night.
Dude, Gliscor is one of the best defensive mons in the game right
I'm-
now.
Like, very upsetty spaghetti.
It's got some good coverage. It's got SD. It's got hazard removal, hazards.
Got agility, too.
And if your opponent does have an ice type, Slowking.
Or Bronzong.
Slowking or Mega Mawile.
Dude, I was
Hello,
about to say
big
a
boy.
Salamence. Salman's taking a nice type move.
Yeah, having 2 4 times weak to ice isn't very nice, but when you have Bronzong, Mawile, and Slowking,
Dude, this is
It's
another
not
one
too
of those
bad.
teams that got like both Trick Room and Tailwind potential because it got 2 Prankster Tailwinders.
oh yeah, Whimsicott's there.
Both,
Plus,
both
he
with
has,
U-turn. Both with U-turn.
since Gen
So-
8, the Ghost meta, he actually has Umbreon, which does things.
Umbreon?
And Houndoom, I guess, but
A regular Houndoom.
yeah.
Yeah, regular Houndoom is
Again, he's
Honestly,
another
not
he's
terrible.
another coach that has a few points left over. So if he wants to trade in Volbeat and Houndoom, that's 7. You can get a 9-point Pokemon again.
I think you keep Volbeat, dude. That thing's a monster.
You know, there's like Gigalith, Talonflame, a few options for him.
I think it was it you, Rad, who was super high on Volbeat?
Talonflame actually doesn't.
Radiant can't talk right now.
Ah,
He's in class, I think.
Man's in class.
He's in class.
Getting that
He's a
knowledge.
legend.
I wish I
Look
was
at all
in
these
bed, though.
Lamborghinis.
Man's in class right now. Any thoughts about Ryder?
This is what he's gonna do.
Garbage. All right,
I don't know
next
anything about the guy.
Garbage. All right, we got one of our next up. We got one of our other good friends.
Don't feel special. Everyone's garbage.
We got Galactic Empire and the Miami Manetrix.
With the second best logo behind mine, of course.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
baby glass.
Of course.
first thought
So,
is
Ebsdarm.
Big
Darm.
Boy Darm.
Darm is
Yeah,
the one
Darm.
That's another Uber right there.
Ebsdarm.
His team is a little slow,
He got Big Monkey.
but he
He's got the
does have.
webs potential.
Yeah, he's got webs, which is nice.
I'm curious to see how much speed control is going to be a thing in this league because there's a lot of webs users. There's a lot of Trick Room mons.
Yeah.
Like I guess one of the predominant themes we've seen in like the past 8 drafts is webs and Trick Room.
hmm
So I'm curious to see how much of that's going to be thrown
We'll never
around.
know.
I do think he made a mistake in his choice of a Weber, though. I think he would have been much better off with one of the faster Webbers because at the point that he got a Raquinid, pretty much all the other ones were still there. Like I think a Rabombi or like a Galvantula would have been like a much better choice for a Weber on this team.
To be honest, now that you mention it, Araquanid's 10 points. Galvantula is a free agent for 10 points.
No, someone
So-
else has it. Did he drop it?
He dropped
Oh,
it.
I don't know. It's
Really?
not.
I think Broku dropped it.
Oh,
If I
really?
remember right.
Oh,
No, he
see,
didn't
that's
have
not
it. I don't-
crossed out on the tier list. But Galvantula, Volt Switch with Victini, U-turn, Rotom, like.
Yeah.
I won't spoil week 1, but we already know how much that can go around.
Yeah.
JB had Galvantula.
What do you mean spoil week 1?
It didn't happen yet, right?
Yeah.
True.
Dude, HBL's
he-
under protest. Everything's kind of weird right now.
So Mega Audino, he was actually sort of like talking to me because he was worried I was gonna snipe him on that. And I wasn't looking at it, but
Dude, if more than
It
one
is
person
slept
wants
on.
Mega Audino in a league, there's a problem.
see, that's
Not
what
really.
that was what was going on in my head, and then I'm like, wait a minute, it gets regen because we don't have first turn
It's
Mega.
one of those. It's one of
It's
those
actually
megas
not
like
that
Slowbro where you don't mega it until you absolutely need to because you just pivot around.
Yeah, exactly.
Do it
Regenerator's
that's what-
nice. And then
Yeah,
you do Mega it, and it's
because it has such a high HP stat. Even without the I guess HP stats don't change, but because it's got such a high HP stat, you can wish pre-mega and just kind of pass that around your team.
and then you can Mega it and then eat all the hits once you've
One
gotten
of
rid
the
of
one of
its
the big
counters.
things I think is ice types. His defensive core of kind of Gligar Amoonguss ish.
he does have Rotom Wash,
Rotom, yeah, I guess, but I think it's going to be taking a lot of defensive burdens anyway.
or maybe
Scrafty is actually really bulky.
it is. He also has Raj in case
Yeah,
ice
big boy
is-
Raj.
in case ice really is a problem.
Yeah, any ice types I think can do a number to his team. Like I guess Weavile would be one of the
I
big
think only
ones.
because I think only because Gligar Amoonguss.
Gligar,
share-
but I think that's one of his more common defensive cores that he's going to be bringing too.
Probably.
Yeah, Weavile
'Cause
actually is
Gligar's what? Because Gligar's one of his 2 rockers that he's got. So I think
yeah.
Gligar and
Copper
Raj
Jaw.
are the only 2 he's got. And it's going to be interesting to see how he gets around that. I think there's some good ice
I think
types. that can
Gligar
kinda-
and Rotomar is only removal too.
Gligar, yeah, I think you're right on that. He's got some setup too. Haxorus, Victini.
he definitely
Rotom,
doesn't like
Nasty
Weavile.
Plot
though, you're
Rotom
right.
is really
This
underrated.
Magisk gets Nasty Plot.
Yeah, that
Base
too.
105 is not that bad.
SD Gligar for the fans. And Darm just punches holes through teams, even with just U-turn, man.
Yeah.
Dude, like Choice Scarf Darmanitan with U-turn to like a Fizzdef Suicune still does like 28 to 30%. It's crazy.
It's terrifying.
It's
I'm
And
gonna bring up.
I honestly, shame on all of us for letting it fall to the third round. Like,
yeah, I went
I'm gonna
third
bring up
round.
Scrafty again because people sleep on it. If your opponent's fairy type is knocked out and you run like especially defensive bulk up Scrafty,
Oh, I like that. Resto Chester.
it's a threat.
or
It's a big threat.
rest with Shedskin.
Yeah, but then you're playing with rolls and Sleep Talk, or not Sleep Talk, but then
Yeah, we can't
Well,
all
yeah,
we can't all be SO and
No,
manipulate
you'll
RNG.
do Resto Chesto, and then like for the remaining rest, because you'll probably have to rest again. You have
fair
Shedskin.
enough. DD's a set too. He's got a few setup mons with Scrafty Haxorus. Haxorus is a good actually pickup for him. I like it.
Oh
Mold
yeah,
Breaker too.
and it really
Yeah.
pairs well with the Sash running the Haxorus.
It has to
You
be
got a
said,
BD, it's got a lot of speed.
his offense on the special side is not that strong, but I don't
I
think
think
it
he's gonna
matters.
be.
because
I think
Boy
like
Darm.
something he needs is probably like one of the few games he's gonna need like Nasty Plot Rotom or Nasty Plot Bismagius to kind of
Yeah.
just break through the special barrier that his team has. But again, special Victini can cover that.
Exactly. Yeah, I was gonna
There's a
bring
few
that up.
things that can
Galarian
kinda,
Darm can literally break through a wall. So like,
Zen mode Galarian Darm too for the fans.
oh,
Yeah, true.
I don't know. I'm curious to see a few of these guys in action. Any last thoughts about this team?
Garbage.
Garbage. Yeah,
There we
that's
go.
I guess the theme. He's got a point left over too if he wanted to pick something up. But yeah, Galvantula might be a mon he could target. Helps with his special coverage, I guess. Moving on. We got the last and final team. Mr. Alder
It's
Hello.
me.
and the Toronto Star Raptors.
Oh God, I gotta play this twice.
this team is fucking.
Don't
broken.
tell.
I was doing my prep, and I'm just like, I fucking hate my.
Perfect Gen 7 team.
Yeah, pretty
Ugh.
much.
Voltend.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of Lando Rachi. They cover each other well.
Talk about Venu Rachi, my guy.
Rachi Soar.
Or that too, I guess.
I've
guess
actually
I'm
run
bad at
Rachi Soar before. I've got some experience with that.
I guess
It's a
I'm
fun
just bad
core.
at the game. Yeah, I like this team. There's a few mons that can really put in some work, like Shell Smash Blastoise. I like the Mandibuzz Venusaur core. Team's a little weak to Bolt Beam, which is one of the things that I guess is kind of predominant in this gen.
Wow, I'm so thankful I got Weavile.
Bolt Beam.
Yeah.
What's
Ice Beam.
Bolt Beam?
Ice
Oh,
Beam,
oh,
Thunderbolt
Ice
coverage.
Beam, Bolt Beam. I thought you were talking about like a brand new move that came out. I'm
Oh.
like, what?
Bolt
What is
Beam
this
is
move?
Ice Electric.
Cool typing move.
Bolt Beak, actually.
Dude,
Yeah.
that's one thing that Pokemon has to do more. That's going to be the question of the day tomorrow. Is because I think the only move that has dual coverage right now is Flying Press.
Yes.
But there
Yeah.
should be more moves like that. That's cool. I like that.
Absolutely.
Honestly, currently my
Especially because
best.
Flying Crash is trash.
I
Flying
do
Press is
have
fighting and flying at the same time.
some Bolt Beam defense, but that's
Yeah.
only if I get my Venu Mega.
Kyurem or something.
Kyurem is
Venusaur.
decent, and then if I get my Venu Mega like before.
There's some
like, I
scarf
can't
switch
options
it.
too. You got plenty of scarf options. Landorus,
Oh yeah, I've got
Jirachi,
so many
Blacephalon,
scarf
Kyurem,
options.
Shell Smash Blastoise.
Scarf Ninja-esque.
The
I
removal
pity
is
the
a
guy you have to play
little-
week one.
Yeah, actually, no, I've got a decent. I was thinking that my removal isn't very good, but I was looking at it later, and I'm like, actually, I've got a decent amount of removal.
Well,
I've
you
got
got
two
you got a few
spinners.
spinners.
I got.
I don't know. Do you want to be
Defogger.
locking? You don't want to really be locking Landorus into defog. So
Yeah,
Not
yeah,
that it's
I'm not
not
always
fast.
gonna run choice.
got two spinners. Realistically, how many games do you think Blastoise and Hitmontop are going to get though?
Blastoise
Because, like,
probably a good amount. Hitmontop maybe not as much.
Realistically, top three are going to be brought almost every game. I'd say one of Blacephalon and Kyurem always comes. Then maybe Mandibuzz for defense, Blastoise for defense,
There you
Slurpuff.
go, Blastoise. There's
I think
Blastoise.
Hitmontop's kind of towards the bottom of the food chain on this team. So
He's literally the last one in the list.
Well, I was actually never planning on getting Hitmontop. I was planning on getting Virizion.
oh, sniped.
Yeah.
Get that. You got sniped. I don't know.
That's
'Cause
why
that-
I don't.
that
That's
would've
why I
been
don't plan. I never get sniped.
Shut up.
That's 5 head, my man.
There was one like new meta strat that I was thinking of doing with Ninjask, but I realized it was dumb because I was trying to think of using 2 items at once. Because like Ninjask is
Oh, I do that all the time. I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah. You know exactly what I mean, right?
I'm like,
you're
check me
planning
out
for
with
a sash.
my like sash weakness policy.
Yeah. Okay, so I was planning on running, and I didn't realize this until later. I was planning on running Sash Lagging Tail.
What?
What?
So that way I'd get speed boosts with a slow baton pass.
Oh my god.
But you get speed boosts.
Yes, but I get the slow baton
Lagging
pass.
tail
baton
is
pass
-1 priority, I think.
Yep. Well, no, it puts you at the
Really?
bottom of your priority bracket.
You
Okay.
mean like the base 30 defense Ninjask?
Well, no, that's why the Sash was for, but I can't run both, and I'm like, wait a minute, this is dumb.
Feel
It's
free
gonna
to
be like
just
Gen
bring,
11.
Feel free to
Literally
just bring
like
lagging
2
tail.
items.
I would
Yeah.
like-
Something
I
I
mean,
must
hey,
have word.
I think I'd be
I-
pretty good at the game if I had 2 items on each Pokemon.
It's gonna be like Gen
Dude,
13
a double
gimmicks.
choice band Galarian Darm.
Yo, close combat, my Ninjask, I dare you.
Oh my god,
Bro,
let's do it.
Bro,
It's literally still
Gala-
doing like 20%.
triple ban with Galarian Darmanitan.
I was even
Triple
thinking like
band?
triple
Dude,
band
didn't-
U-turn probably
we
like
have
kills
this-
them.
Wait, why don't you put
Wasn't
at
this-
least one scarf on there?
Wasn't this one of the questions of the days in NPDA where it was like if you could run like 2 items on a Pokemon?
was.
what would you
Well,
run?
it was an OM for a while.
I remember
was-
having
it was
One of them
this
was like scarf
discussion.
band, scarf specs.
I mean, yeah.
I remember having this discussion with you guys.
Yeah, we did.
Anyways, Alder, what do you think of your team? What do you think is going to be fun to use?
I mean, I've already run, like I said, I've run Rachisaur before, and it'd be thick. I've actually never, not even once, ever used Landorus Therian. This is the first time.
Really?
It's
Yeah.
easy.
I always
it's not
have.
that- it's
I've
one of the
never
easiest Pokemon to
had.
use.
I've never had an early draft order spot. The best I've gotten was halfway through.
I like
I've
I
always
really
been
like
that
having a
guy.
wheel. Like 16 is an underrated pick because you can really shape your team out nicely,
I mean, the
Yeah.
1 year I won, I was 16.
and I think you did. Like, cause like you picked up Lando Rachi on the first build, and you picked
Yeah,
up Venusaur
exactly.
Cephalon. Like, pick number 16 really helps you plan out your team nicely.
It's
Yeah.
it's definitely a lot better in smaller leagues though. Like if
Like,
this
I
was a
think-
12
I don't
man,
know
if
about
I was
that.
pick 12.
I think no. I think the prime spots are 1 to 4 and 13 to 16. I think those are the best spots to get in the draft.
I wouldn't include 13. I would have like 16 maybe, and then 15.
But like if you're
15
13,
maybe.
if you're 13, you can kind of see what the other teams behind you don't necessarily need, which can help you kind of plan what you're gonna pick in
I
what
guess.
order.
Look
I'm
at
just
round
really
8
tired
Evo.
of always.
Basically,
always
as long as
getting-
you're not in the middle, you're okay.
I
Yeah,
always
I
get
would-
late or mid
Like,
draft
Pesky, you
order.
threatened to give me pick 9, and I was very upset.
I've actually never had an early draft. Never, and I just want one.
You
I'm
can change
salty.
your name on the server, by the way.
Yeah, I'll
Huh?
get to it.
Oh yeah.
I kind of just threw that upon you.
To be fair, I
Do,
deserved it.
do we want to run through the predictions, or should we save that for week 1?
Brother, I want to sleep.
Let's do the
That means we're
predictions just
saving
to
for
keep
week one.
SO up a little longer.
Yeah, I know. Maybe we should.
I know.
Let's just quickly. Let's put some mods on the spot here. SO, who's the best team?
Probably Alder.
Oh, Alder.
Pressure. I don't
Some
like it.
high praise. High praise. AP5,
Best team?
best team. Hello?
I said 9.
Dude, man's got some like
You heard me.
Virgin mobile connection right now.
Ah, you good?
I can't hear you. Who's the best team?
He said his own.
Oh,
Yeah, me.
I would agree with you, sir.
Thank you.
Alder,
I mean-
best team other than yourself.
I would
Bruh.
say just probably Nala, just because I'm really
Oh,
afraid of
Nala.
Mega Scizor.
That was
Do
team
you
scary.
think- Do you think, because Nala was only one of 2 coaches that picked up 9 Pokemon instead of going the full 11, do you think that's a benefit?
Oh yeah, totally. I don't think. Okay, the difference between 9 and 11 isn't really that big a deal.
It's
It all
usually
depends on the
2.
mods. If you get a lot of value picks, then you can get to 11 no problem, and it's not a big deal. But
Yeah.
if the mons that you want are like
'Cause-
pretty expensive for their
Yeah.
value, then you'll just get 9, and it's not as big a deal because
we've
the other
seen
ones
some
you won't even
value.
run very often anyway.
We've seen some value. So, like, for example, Nala's got 9 Pokemon and his lowest Pokemon has 8 points. Slick's got 10 Pokemon, his lowest Pokemon has 9 points. Not Ryder. Galactic, for example, he's got the full 11, but his lowest Pokemon is only 6 points. So, I agree to that. Even
Yep.
JB's got 11 Pokemon too. His lowest Pokemon is 5 points. There's definitely options and advantages. Again, we could go on talking about drafts and all this stuff for hours. I
Yeah.
don't think my man Esso would appreciate that.
Fuck y'all.
Also, dude, Esso says he's going to bed, but really he's gonna drink like a few beers and then
Brother, I wish, but I work tomorrow.
work tomorrow. Dude, I work tomorrow too. I work in 7 hours. You don't see me complaining.
Yeah,
Fucking
I have an
Because you don't sleep.
I have an
That I'm
8:30
hungry.
meeting, and
I'm the
I should get to sleep.
I got the create. Oh, Radiant's talking in class. Bad boy. Actually, I guess there's no. Physical
Bad boy,
classes.
bad boy.
No, they got physical class.
They got physical classes.
Yeah.
Where
We
is
don't
he,
have any
Australia?
cases.
Is he Aussie?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's true. We got no cases. Screw you. You're in class.
Corona saw all those spiders. We're like, oh fuck, I'm not
jokes on
going
you. You
there.
have to actually learn things.
Not a
Correct.
word you just said made sense. That's
Virus.
Are we signing
Virus
off?
saw Australia and said dip it. There's enough stupid shit there. They don't need it.
My
Any,
final message before we sign off.
Any last thoughts, mods?
Don't eat
Everyone's
that.
garbage. There we
All
go.
the
I really,
broken.
I really.
I also have the best logo.
All right. So no last thoughts, anyone?
Don't eat bat soup.
All right, so we're gonna be trying to do these weekly modcasts again once a week. We might plan some more things if anything comes to that. We got some more content. You know, our boy Nathaniel's picking up the power rankings. We got the best show in the history of shows, Double S. Skitty says
Says.
Scribble
that's
Squad.
coming too.
That's
We got
totally what it stands for.
Scribble Squad. Skitty says, you know, got plenty of that. But
Can we do this like earlier next time?
No.
we
While Rad
appreciate
sleeps.
anyone who powered through this with us, as I'm being interrupted very nicely. But again, we appreciate anyone who listened through this, and we look to see you in the coming weeks.
Challenge me to
have,
random battles, you cowards.
Let's have a good season. So again, thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you next week.